Remember that Betta tank filtration hack I posted last year? Turns out my DIY tricks didn't work so well in the long run, so here's the part 2 sequel of lessons learned and what I would recommend doing instead. Hi, I'm a gamer's wife here with practical and proven tips to help busy aquarists like you. And over a year ago, PetSmart had an amazing sale on their Top Fin Retreat 5-gallon rimless aquarium, which I transformed into a planted Betta tank. Unfortunately, the default filtration comes with a disposable cartridge and a tiny, very low flow water pump. Great for betta fish who don't like high currents, but not exactly the best system for keeping water clear and well circulated. No problem, I thought. I'll just throw out the cartridge and replace it with filter sponge and biorings. I mentioned at the end of my previous video that the water in the filter compartment seemed pretty stagnant, so I decided to squeeze my old internal filter in the back for more circulation. Pretty janky, but it worked. Unfortunately, that stagnant water problem was going to come back and bite me. About 10 months after setup, I noticed I was getting some oily looking residue at the surface of the tank. Huh, that's odd. When I did a water change, I confirmed that the tiny pump was completely dying on me. Yikes! Scoured online for a replacement and found nothing, except for more people in forums complaining about not being able to find a replacement. Even before the pump went bad, the main problem, in my opinion, was that I had packed too much filter media in that filter compartment with not enough circulation. That made it really annoying to maintenance because it was kind of difficult to pull out all that tightly squished media. And then the lack of circulation caused other problems like stagnant water, accumulation of mulm in certain corners, and algae growth. I tried to jigger up a system where I replaced the pump with an air stone at the bottom of the filter compartment and then piled a bunch of filter media on top. That way they get, plenty of water movement. Unfortunately, the bubbles were just still too huge and splashed a lot of water right under my Finnick Stingray clip-on light, which isn't waterproof. Okay, gotta think of something else. Ultimately, I ended up adding a mini sponge filter made by Hikari and put it in the back corner of the filter, not in the filter compartment. It's perfect. The rocks hide it, the bubbles agitate the surface, so no more oil slick problems. And it's really easy to remove and clean, unlike all the filter media I tried to stuff back there. Originally, I was using an Aquatop air pump, which was totally fine for my betta fish. But when I tried to add red root floaters, apparently even that was too much surface agitation. So I switched to this gentler nano air pump linked in the description, which is super quiet and it can run off power from either a wall outlet or a USB battery source. Which is really cool because now you can use it in case of a power outage or like if you needed to transport your fish in a car for long distances. Really cool. Very nifty device. Probably my favorite aquarium equipment purchase of 2019 so far. Unfortunately, I still have that oil slick problem in my empty filter compartment, which only holds my heater now. So probably the only way to fix that would be cut some slits at the top of the filter compartment's plastic wall, kind of like acting like an overflow. Or just completely rip it out, my preference. The latter choice would even give me an extra inch or two of space to play with. The plastic wall is only attached via silicone, but I'd have to tear down the whole tank in order to fix it, so I'm just gonna have to live with it for now. I think the main thing I learned is that while mechanical and biological filtration are really important, so is water circulation. I've run into a series of problems with brown algae, blue-green algae, ugly oil slicks that I mentioned before, etc. All caused in part because of those stagnant pockets of water in the tank. Honestly, in the future, I'd rather go with a regular old glass box rather than mess with some kit with a closed-off filter compartment. Not worth the trouble. If you really want to take your betta fish care to the next level, I put together a short playlist for you over here that covers some of the top beginner questions. Take time to enjoy your aquariums, and I'll see you in the next video.